Welcome to this guide track that accompanies the main warm-up exercise video on this playlist. I'm going to give you a few hints and tips to help you be efficient and productive as you do the guide video. We're going to take each exercise step by step and I'll explain everything as we go along. For this guide track video, I suggest you give it your full attention rather than listening to it in the car for the first time or whilst doing the washing up. But before we get into any scales, we will go through some stretches. This will wake up and get the blood flowing in our upper body muscles, but most importantly, helps us relax before we sing. Feel free to pause the video and look over the exercises again when you need to, so that you give them your full attention. There's no need to rush this video. To begin, roll your shoulders forwards in a nice slow motion, and then backwards. Then, do some neck rolls by putting your chin to your chest and rolling your head from side to side. Don't roll all the way round or you will hurt your neck. Then squish your face up as if you're sucking on a lemon and then extend your face, opening your mouth and eyes as wide as they can go. Repeat this a few times. Next, begin to stretch out your voice by doing some sirens. Pick your lowest note and slide up to a higher note. Example, hey, and then in reverse, hey. Next, work on some breathing exercises to warm up your diaphragm. First off, start with chi ha ha by placing your hand a few inches above your belly button, just below your rib cage in the center of your belly. Example, chi ha ha ha. Do this for about 30 to 40 seconds. And lastly, you're going to hold a note for as long as possible, right to the end of your breath, and push through as long as possible so you get a crunch from your diaphragm. I'd recommend singing the note somewhere around an E, or wherever is comfortable for you. Here's an E note to test this out. Once it plays, pause the video and have a try. From here on, we will be doing the scales that feature in the main warm-up video. There won't be any stretches or breathing exercises in the main video, so refer back to this guide video as and when you need to. Bear in mind that the scales in the guide video might be slightly slower than in the main warm-up video. This is just to up the difficulty and to stretch you more. As I introduce the scales, I'll sing 2 examples in 2 different keys, and then we'll start from the beginning and you sing along. The first exercise is Torino, Milano, Napoli, Roma, or Roma. This exercise is all about diction, so overpronounce your words as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Torino, Milano, Napoli, Roma. Torino, Milano, Napoli, Roma. Now we'll do the full exercise up to speed. Torino, Milano, Napoli, Roma. 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 The next scale is a 5-note major scale, which is immediately followed by a major arpeggio with a swung triplet style. Here's a couple of examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. And now the full thing up to speed. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Ma 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 ma. Next is a minor pentatonic scale. You will repeat this scale twice, once at normal speed and then straight into double time. Do this scale with a legato expression. I'll do 2 examples. One on A and one on R. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey. And now the full thing, except it will be slightly slower than the main warm-up video. The following scale is a yodeling scale, where you flick between your head voice and your falsetto. The first time round, you'll hear the scale slow. Perform this on a ma sound with a staccato expression. The second time round, the scale will double in speed. Perform this on a ah open vowel sound with a legato expression. To help with getting the transition between registers, in head voice, aim for the sound in front of you, and with falsetto, imagine you're aiming the sound out the top of your head. I'll now do a demonstration of the staccato scale on ma. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma, 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 ma. Now, legato on ah. There will be 2 bars intro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma. Feel free to repeat the first key as many times as you need to so you can get the hang of it, as it's quite tricky to start out. Now the rest of the scales, starting from the beginning again. Ma, ma. And finally, the last scale will be belting over a major third. Make sure you do a nice dynamic slur rather than going straight from the first note to the second note. Here's an example of how not to do it. Hey. Try and do it with the slur like this. Hey. Last time, 2 examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, hey. On a final note, before you attempt the belting scale, drop out when it gets too tough. You can always come back to the higher scales when your voice grows stronger and is ready. As you get higher, make sure you go louder. If you try and do belting quietly, you'll end up straining your voice. Make sure you open your mouth as much as possible and push the sound forward in front of you. You must warm up properly before you attempt belting scales, or you will end up hurting your voice. Stay relaxed and have fun. Hey, hey. Repeat. Hey, hey. Repeat. Hey, hey. Repeat. Hey, hey. Repeat. Repeat. Now you've watched the guide video, you are now ready to use the main warm-up video whenever you need to. Remember to stretch and do some breathing exercises before you use the main warm-up video. Refer back to this guide video as and when you need to. For more content, hit the like button on this video or subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support us in making future content, go to our Patreon page listed below. Thanks for watching.